How do we negotiate a lower price for the home? Well, hopefully that we're working together and I'm representing you as your agent. But if not, these are some things that you're going to want to make sure that your agent is taking a look at. The first thing we want to do is we want to build a complete seller profile. And what does that consist of? Well, we want to understand the home, we want to understand the seller, and we want to understand the agent. So when we first take a look at the home, we want to see how does it compare to what's been selling in the neighborhood, price wise, but also days on market wise. Has it been sitting for a while? Do we feel that it's priced high or low? We might have an advantage there, understanding how long it's been on the market, which kind of leads us right into the seller. Why do we want to know about the seller? Well, it's important from a negotiating standpoint to understand the seller's why. Why are they moving? Do they need to move? Is it a relocation for work? Are they moving to be by family? Are they moving because they need to? So understanding that information will help us in determining what a potential offer price could be. Now, in order to get to the seller, in most cases, you're going to have to deal and talk with the listing agent. So this is another key piece of information to understand is that let's take a look at the listing agent. Do they work in this area often? Do they typically price high? Do they typically price low? How many deals have they done this year? What kind of experience level do they have? Because when we sit down at the negotiating table, we want to have that negotiation won or at least tilted in our favor before we even sit down. So understanding what's going on with the home, what's going on with the sellers, and what kind of agent we're dealing with, it allows us to craft an offer that puts you, the buyer, in the best position to move forward. And once we have all that insider information and we're armed and we're ready to go, that's when we're going to sit down and present the offer in a confident, but in a win-win style situation. So we may sit down with the listing agent or give the listing agent a call and be like, listen, Mr. or Mrs. Listing Agent, I have Bob and Nancy here that are super well qualified. Matter of fact, I've included their pre-approval letter. I've also included their contact information for their lender. They're excited to move into this area and we're confident that we can strike a deal with you guys. Given everything that's going with this home and the boxes that it does check for us, we may or may not be open to a counter, but we do feel very confident that we're bringing you an offer that your clients are going to be excited about. And so as we build that excitement and anticipation to the listing agent, we hope that translates over to the sellers and they understand that we're coming from a position where we're creating a win-win style setup here. So if you're working with me, that's the kind of style that we're going to sit down with and compete with and bring to the negotiating table. And if you're working with another agent, keep these tips and tricks in mind and make sure that your agent is getting the insider information before they sit down at the negotiating table to work on your official price.